What if I told you you could open up your gun safe, you can take all those guns and you can sell them now and buy one gun and do everything with the same number of guns that you have in your gun case? The Thompson Center Encore platform allows you to do that. I can interchange barrels on one receiver, from 22 to 375 H&H, from muzzle loading to turkey barrels and slug barrels and 12 and 20 gauge. So I've had the ability to interchange and create a custom platform for whatever I'm doing, whether I'm target shooting, varmint hunting, deer hunting, big game hunting, participating in a special muzzle loading season. It doesn't matter. And it's simple and easy. 2 screws, 2 minutes, new gun. All I have to do is knock out the hinge pin, and I'm going to walk through how to interchange all of these barrels, show you how to create a custom configuration that fits your needs, as well as explain why all these guns hold 0 from changing your barrels from one frame to the other. So the first barrel we have on the Encore platform is a 22-250. Great varmint gun, great training gun as well. It's low recoil. It allows you to get used to the platform. It's just a gun that I like to keep handy around the truck, around the farm. Now the Encore is a break open design. You have a trigger guard here. You have this little tang. You pull this back and it pulls the lugs forward, opens the barrel up. You do have an extractor here, so when you put your cartridge in and close it and open it, it lifts it up. So I can simply pull out the spent cartridge. It has a hammer on here, so when you cock it, it's ready to fire. But it has a hammer block safety, so when you let it down, it grabs the hammer. So it has an automatic safety, so you don't have to worry about it. So anybody new to using firearms, have your kids getting into it, what have you, this is a very safe and easy gun to learn how to fire. That's it. Open it up, close it, cock, and fire. Simple to use, easy to use, low recoil. It's interesting to watch how stock designs have changed over the years from a very swept back design to more of this right angle. TC was one of the first gun companies to create more of this right angle grip. And if you look at a lot of the bolt action guns coming out today, a lot of your modern sporting rifles, they have this grip angle because it really allows you to address the trigger correctly. And if you think about how you want to come into a gun, it's like shaking somebody's hand. So you come in like this, you see that right angle naturally puts a hand in the right position and presents your finger to the trigger properly. You also have a good comb height, and then here you have in the stock what they call energy burner, so this takes a lot of the recoil up along with the Sims pads. So for something as small and petite as a 22-250, there's virtually no recoil. We got this gun sighted in, took about 4 shots, wasn't very difficult. The recoil is almost nothing on these 22-250s. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this barrel off and we're gonna put the slug barrel on, and I'm gonna show you just how easy and how quickly it is. All right, gun is unloaded. This is how easy it is to swap out the barrels. So you have a 4-end, 2 screws. All the rifle 4 ends are the same. So whether it's 22-250, 300 Win Mag, you don't have to worry about getting another 4-end. Now you have separate 4 ends for muzzle loading, for shotgun, just for the inletting, for the ramrod, and the bigger barrel. So there's your, you see your 2 screws right there. So then you want to break the gun open. You want to take the pressure off this frame. So this hinge pin is what you're tapping out. So here's what I like to do. Just rest it like that. Take a screwdriver, a punch. Right like that. Now the more you use it, the more you get used to how to balance the frame, the easier the pin comes out. Obviously you want some resistance in the pin because that's what gives you that good lockup. Here it is. Scope is on the barrel. A lot of people ask, why does the Encore shoot so well, so accurately? Here's one of the reasons. All your other guns, semi-automatic, bolt action, lever action, doesn't matter, pump action, you have a receiver. The scope mounts onto the receiver, then the barrel attaches to the receiver. So if you have any misalignment, you have any flex between the receiver and the barrel is going to move and it's going to affect your point of impact from the scope. The scope is not mounted on the barrel. With the Encore, it's mounted on the barrel, and this is right where I'm going to show you. Make a lot of sense to you right now, okay? Remember, you're taking your cartridge, okay, and you're chambering it inside your barrel, right there. So you can tell the scope is mounted over the bore and lined with the barrel. You're never going to have misalignment. Now, when you take this off, you can put it on the side, and when you remount it, it will remain completely zeroed. That's the beauty of the Encore system. Take that, put it on the side. Now the Encore does come in multiple calibers like we talked about. And there's a lot of Wildcats as well. TC historically has chambered 47 different calibers for the Encore platform. And then you take all the Wildcats by SSK and these other gun companies. I mean, there are literally endless configurations you can do for the Encore. Okay, so you have your lug. That's your hinge pin hole. Line that up to where those two holes align. Take your hinge pin, put it in like that. Kind of take some pressure off and just tap it into place. Once it's tapped into place, you can close it. Now we can put a fore end on. Shotgun fore end. So when we say 2 minutes, 2 screws, new gun, we mean it. All it takes is just that. Take your fore end off, knock your hinge pin out, swap your barrel, put the hinge pin in, put your fore end back on. There we go, brand new gun. Same stock, same receiver, different barrel, same mechanism. So when I shoulder this gun, right, how I am used to cocking the hammer, letting the hammer down, operating the gun, all of this stays the same. The only thing we did was swap out the barrel. Now this is definitely going to kick more. The Encore is a very, very light gun, which is handy in the field, but you can definitely feel the recoil when you put in the 12 gauge slug. All right, slug gun now sighted in. 2 shots. So now slug gun season's over. We haven't harvested our deer. What are we gonna do? We're sitting off the game. Oh no, it's muzzleloading season. I still have an opportunity to go out. Do I need to go buy a new muzzleloader? No, I just need to go buy a barrel. Let's swap it out. Same process as the rifle barrel. 2 screws out of the fore end. Lift it off. Open the gun with the trigger guard. Take the pressure off like that. Pop the pin out. Simple. Take this barrel. Again, scope stays on the barrel. That's the most important thing. So that way I don't lose my alignment. What I like to do is go put the fore end back on, so that way I have everything contained in the kit. All right, muzzleloader. Pop the fore end off. And again, you have a separate forearm for muzzleloading and shotgun and rifle. So it doesn't matter whether it's 12 or 20 shotguns, it's the same one. All the muzzleloaders are the same, and all the rifles are the same. You can see here on the muzzleloader, you have these standoffs. That's where the ramrod goes through, right there. So a little bit different forearm design. Line up my receiver, line up the hinge pin hole with the barrel, right like that. Put it in, and it will naturally find its way. You can kind of wiggle it and feel it getting started. You just take the back of a screwdriver, tap it in. That's it. That's simple. Done. One great thing about the Encore platform, if you have a bolt gun, think about it this way. You have a receiver. That receiver adds 6 inches, 8 inches in overall length. I now can run a 26-inch muzzleloader barrel that feels like a 22-inch barrel because I don't have a receiver on here. The barrel comes all the way back into the receiver. And TC patented the speed breech. So pull the extractor out, turn the extractor to the side. Then I can grab the breech plug by hand. See how it just turned 90 degrees? That's it. See? Watch. 90 degrees, stops. Now you can pull it out. That's simple. Put it in, turn it 90 degrees, flip the extractor, close. Do it again. Extractor, pivot, rotate, pull. There's your breech plug. We are the only people out there with a 90-degree breech plug that can come out of your gun, and it also can be done with just your hands. You don't need a tool to pull these out. So there are a lot of different recipes for muzzle loaders. I'm going to tell you what my favorite recipe is. Blackhorn 209 powder. Now this is the same pressure curves as your black powder, your Pyrodex, a lot of your synthetic powders. So I'm running 120 grains of Blackhorn. Now, this powder does not have sulfur in it, so therefore it is not corrosive. Now that doesn't mean you don't clean your gun. It just means that you don't have to clean your gun as much. You'll notice it doesn't smoke as much either. You weigh it by volume. So 120 grains of your Blackhorn 209 is equivalent to about 3 pellets or 150 grains of your traditional black powder propellant. So pressure curves are very, very similar. So quantity bore driver. This is 290 grains. And I will tell you that the performance of these bullets on game are unbelievable. I've killed animals out to 300 yards with them, and I'm talking like elk size animals, not just deer and antelope. So I can shoot sub 2-inch groups easily at 200 yards with this gun. Now watch this. This is the beautiful part about this. Put that in. That's it. That's as easy as it gets to load a muzzleloader. Oh, put a little power on. It's better to be lucky than good. Unbelievable. Cut the diamond, 3 o'clock at 100 yards. I bore sighted it, shot one shot at 25 yards, hit paper. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna hit the paper at 100 yards. And literally, it is at 3 o'clock on the diamond. So, gonna load it up, shoot one more shot. My guess is it's gonna clover leaf right there. No adjustment needed. I'll be ready to hunt. So the other cool thing about Thompson Center muzzle loaders, a lot of people don't realize, and this is patented, it's called QLA, Quick Load Accurizer. So after the barrel is rifled, the rifling actually goes all the way to the end of the barrel. But have you ever wondered why you can take a projectile and push it in? There's an internal crown about 3/4 of an inch down the barrel. So after the rifling is put inside the barrel, we go machine an internal crown about 3/4 of an inch. So now the bullet is completely secured inside the barrel. So now when I push it down, it stays completely aligned. I'm not sitting on top, trying to balance it with the ramrod and starting to cockeyed or damaging the bullet in any way. So QLA is an internal crown that starts about there, just makes it easier to load. Quick load accurizer. So nice having the extractor, guides it into the breech plug. Ready to go. Done. Cut the same hole. There are a lot of good muzzle loaders out there, and they've come a long way, and there's a lot of great technology. But I'll tell you, to this day, whether you have an Encore from 1997, you have an Encore made today, they are the best shooting guns on the planet. No question at all. And not just the muzzleloader, rifles, slug guns, everything. Just the way the barrels are made, the lockup system, it's like the perfect set of circumstances all came together. And on the muzzleloader platform to shoot 1/2-inch group at 100 yards, it's unbelievable. Now, you got to have good bullets, you got to have good powder, you got to know what you're doing. But it really is just that simple.